I am sat in my favourite childhood spot and I'm really reflecting on the culture that we've created for ourselves now. And that culture, it's based a lot on escapism. And that escapism is us trying to get away from everything that we've created for ourselves and find a way out. It's a culture where so many people, they go out every weekend to drink as much as possible. And they see this as a way of enjoying themselves because it takes them away from all the truth and all the stuff happening. But why is it that we feel a need to drink? Why is it that we feel a need to escape? So many people go out on a Friday, they drink as much as possible, and then they go home and purge because their bodies just can't take it anymore. But why do we do that to ourselves? That does not sound like fun. And I just want to really say to you all to stop and to sober yourself. Because with soberness comes mental power. The power to change your life. The power to make change. And the power to experience such a joy and a love like you have never experienced before. Because you are sensitive enough to feel. And that's so important. Because all this going out and drinking and smoking and taking drugs, it takes you away from yourself. It drowns the earth, it infects the soul, and it infects your body. And it puts yourself in a cloak that stops you from living your own truth and really understanding your own truth. So don't be swept into that cycle. And how many of you could really live without these things? I know there are sober months that a lot of people take part in, and that's great. But how many of you could truly live without drinking, without smoking, without taking drugs? And if you can't, there you have a problem. Because that means you are dependent on something outside of yourself to help you deal with what is inside of yourself. Now, do you see why it's so destructive now to go out drinking at the weekend? To distract yourself from what is really going on. Find a way into your heart. Find a teacher that you resonate with. And this could be anyone from an old friend who you value, whose opinions you value. It could be someone that you know of. It could be Gandhi. It could be the Dalai Lama. It could be anyone, or it could be an actual teacher. Just find someone that resonates with you to show you your own path to truth. Because when there's nothing but light, there is no space for darkness. There is no space for anger or sadness or negative feeling, because there is only light and love and joy. So find a teacher who can help you to remember yourself. So many people, they feel that we're here on this earth to learn. And some people believe that we're not here for a purpose at all, that we're just here. But we are all here to remember ourselves. Because we already know ourselves. We already know who we are. We have just forgotten. And what we've forgotten is a life where nobody is drunk. Nobody needs to drink. A life where we all come together. A life where no one is ever alone because we're all together. We all have each other. A life where no one ever goes without. A life where no one needs to compete against anyone else. And a life where we are celebrated for who we are. And a life of such beauty. There's no competition. There's no hatred. There's no jealousy. There's no anger. There is just so much beauty around. Because inside of us is a knowing. We all feel that truth within us. That's the bad feeling we get when we do something to harm someone else. And the good feeling we get when we do something good for someone, when we help someone that we love. But before you can go to that place, you need to strip yourself of that cloak that you have put on yourself. The self-destructive behaviours, the defeative mindset, the anger, the jealousy, the rage, the hatred. Now, this cloak is all of your habits. All of the habits that hold you so far from your true self. And this cloak, I hate to tell you, you have put on yourself. It suffocates you and it drags you down into the gutter and keeps you in so much misery and pain that you start to hate every day. You start to hate your life and the choices in your life. And so you decide to go and drink at the weekend to disguise that and hide from it. And that ruins your mind and it pollutes the senses and it muddies them by giving you a sense of materialism, that you need this and that. You're constantly in need of more things to take away everything that you're feeling. And it fills you with such a lust for empty pleasure. And that prevents you from understanding what you really should understand. And what is worse, it will forever stop you from seeing what you should really see. But for how much longer are you going to let this happen? Because the good news is that you decide. It's up to you. You can decide to take this cloak off yourself. And it will take work, but you can decide. You know, if I had my will, everyone in this world would realise the light within them. Everyone would realise how much beauty they hold. Everyone would release all of the feelings and memories that hold them back from just being the best person that they can be. You know, no one would want, no one would suffer. Because we would all come together and we would all live in the now. But for that to happen, it's down to each and every one of you right now to choose that for yourself. But the good news is, if we all chose this, if we all work together to make this a reality, we will achieve heaven on earth. And it will be so beautiful every single day. Now, I want to leave you with these questions. When was the last time you cried with joy? Or wrote poetry? Or made music? Or danced in the rain? Or made bread? Or painted something? Or fixed something that was broken? Or kissed a baby? Or walked in nature? Or hiked up a hill? Or swam naked? Or saw the sunrise, or played an instrument, or made love for hours and hours and hours, or spent time truly nurturing yourself? Or most importantly, when was the last time you sat alone with the silence, travelling to the deepest part of yourself? You know, I really hope that you will all take the time, as I'm doing now, to really look inside yourself and see what you need. Because you're all so beautiful. Everyone is so beautiful and has so much potential just waiting to be realised. I love you all so much. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day that we have.